Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today I have a ton of things to talk about, so let's just dive in. So obviously this is going to go up a little bit later than usual, as I do have a ton of things to talk about within this video. I do want to go in depth on a few things and really kind of address where we basically are at in terms of XRP being utilized as, of course, the global bridge currency, if you will. So with that in mind, I don't want to talk to you guys too much about price action or anything like that. I actually don't want to talk to you guys about price per XRP or anything like that either. I will say this though, when we talk about the Nostro Vostro accounts, that is, pretty much a guarantee that we will go after that. I think that when we talk about a percentage of that market that we will grasp, I think 1% is pretty reasonable to about like almost 10%. Now, obviously, that is $27 trillion. We're going to be addressing that and breaking it down. Again, I don't want to put a price tag on XRP because we don't really know fundamentally where XRP could go within that, but I definitely am looking at some high figure valuations for XRP once we do have those doors open, which would bring XRP's value to roughly the $100 plus range. Now, of course, before people start to argue market cap and things like that, I want you guys to understand that market cap is just determined by the price of an asset times its circulating supply. I also want you guys to understand that it's also what somebody is willing to pay per one of XRP. Honestly, when we talk about XRP's true value, it's much higher than what we actually foresee it, here on CoinMarketCap. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first off, we do see here just in U.S. Senator Loomis's Bitcoin bill will fully integrate digital assets into our financial system. Stay tuned. Now this is from, of course, Bitcoin Magazine, so they want to, mention Bitcoin and they want to make sure that it's, centered around Bitcoin. But in my opinion, I think that Congress is really kind of warming us up to the idea that, listen, we are marching into a digital age of the financial system. The financial system as we know it will be fully disrupted and completely revolutionized in the coming, weeks, months, and even years ahead. I think that it all starts with ISO 2022. I think that that's going to be a monumental time where we do see a major shift within this market. I also look forward to seeing a major shift that happens around these companies that are specifically ISO 2022 compliant. I think it's going to get very interesting very quickly. I've been addressing Zinfin, I've been addressing, even Stellar, but we definitely have been focused on Ripple entirely around utilizing XRP within the RippleNet system, which could be ultimately the next major stepping stone as the next payment network, similar to Swift, which we've addressed multiple times as well. Now, also, there is this video. It's 10 minutes long. I'm not going to talk to you guys about this. I'm not going to play it fully. But if you guys do want to go check this out, you guys can go to Link2 Inc. on Twitter and go, look at this. What I want to talk to you guys about is that update from the G7 nations. So we do see here the G7 nations have already agreed on the 16 principles of CBDCs, and price is the first thing you agree to in any transaction. This is Securities Attorney Jimmy Valley. Now, I want you guys to understand what this essentially means. So when we talk about things happening around, the pre-IPO price, we will see a price being put on Ripple's IPO, but I also actually foresee us getting to the point where XRP itself gets a monetary price put on it as well. Now that's going to take time to get to, and it's not going to happen overnight. I think it's going to feel like it happened overnight when we do get to that point, because again, a lot of individuals, specifically around the crypto markets that are paying attention to XRP, have been waiting for XRP to truly shine in terms of its true vision for a very long time, and myself included. We talk about XRP and we talk about the news behind XRP in terms of the entire community, and it seems like price does not even care. And I want you guys to understand that, it's very easy to focus on one key metric, which is price, when we're, basically here to make money. But I also want you guys to understand, fundamentally wise, XRP is probably one of the most incredible assets within the space that has such a massive opportunity and use case potential behind it. I've always talked to you guys about on-demand liquidity. I think that it's probably one of the most revolutionary and innovative utility cases within this market to date. And when we talk about that, I just believe that XRP, in terms of its price, has been stifled greatly from the SEC lawsuit. I talked to you guys about basically where XRP was positioned with Ethereum and Bitcoin at around the same exact time that that SEC lawsuit basically came in. I do believe that XRP would have been at least $10 plus at the height of this bull run if the SEC lawsuit never actually came. Now, of course, when we talk about that and we talk about XRP itself, I also think that this has given us an incredible opportunity to accumulate XRP at a very cheap price. I am going to continue to average into my XRP position because I do believe that XRP will get back to that nice area, and I do think that the price will be seen and the true vision will be there. You guys also have to understand why XRP, out of the 19,000 plus, almost 20,000 plus cryptos now, was chosen out of all of them to be targeted by the SEC. And I don't want to hear, well, they were, caught in terms of selling XRP on the, open market. No, that is just a complete and utter lie to actually target XRP. In my opinion, I believe XRP was targeted because of what it actually solves. Now let's talk about a few things. So first off, we do see here the demand for cross-border payment solutions is on the rise among small and medium enterprise grade customers. Now, when we talk about this, we outline the barriers to success and how financial institutions can address these obstacles and better serve SMEs by leveraging blockchain and crypto. We've talked about SMEs greatly. Now, we do see down here, Ripple and XRP will dominate the cross-border payment space. The billions they're currently processing is nothing compared to the future trillions they're be doing. And yes, when we talk about SMEs, there is a specific use case that utilizes the same sort of protocol as on-demand liquidity with XRP, and that is line of credit. Line of credit is a significant use case as well because it actually gives SMEs opportunity to, have some sort of working capital without having to go to a bank. Now, why is this disruptive? Well, SMEs usually get turned away because they are not large entities. They are not large corporations. So they still need access to, again, working capital. And Ripple is solving that with line of credit. Now, we actually do see over here in this, white paper in this PDF, it's a big opportunity in small business payments. And I've broken down this multiple times when we actually really look at the power behind SMEs. They're fairly large. I know that they're small businesses, but they're actually pretty large in terms of the equity that they do carry. And we do see over here, Ripple is a crypto solutions company that transforms how the world moves, manages, and tokenizes value. Ripple's financial solutions are faster, more transparent, and more cost-effective, solving inefficiencies that have long defined the status quo. And together with partners and the larger developer community, we identify use cases where crypto technology will inspire new business models and create opportunity for more people. And we also do see them, mentioning XRP down here in terms of a scalable financial system. It's pretty significant. But what I want to talk to you guys about is the potential here. So first off, they are targeting $100 billion in potential SME cross-border payments revenue annually, which is nothing too crazy. I mean, honestly, that's not a large amount of capital, and it's not a large amount of money either. But when you look at this, this is just one of many use cases that Ripple is actually going after. I think that it will start small. I've always said in terms of SMEs, SMEs are still pretty significant. We actually do see over here $17 trillion estimated SME cross-border payment flows in 2022. 76% of new revenue in merchants-related payment sector in the U.S. associated with SMEs. So this is actually pretty significant. Now, of course, we do see over here SMEs represent about 90% of all businesses and provide more than half of the world's employment. They play a crucial role in developing countries, creating 7 out of every 10 jobs on average. Although the de-risking trend in emerging markets has hampered international finance, new payment technologies such as blockchain and crypto are increasingly providing SMEs with opportunities to source talent and supplies abroad and expand into foreign markets. This is pretty significant. Now, of course, we do see here the rate with which SMEs are conducting cross-border payment business or cross-border business in general is accelerating, growing from 34% in 2019 to 43% in 2020, and the growth is expected to continue with increased market demand from today's digital connected economies. And again, when we talk about where Ripple is focused on, Ripple is definitely focused on the SME area. And you guys do see this graph here. Now, of course, this is revenue opportunity in high margin emerging markets and billions of US dollar. You can see the areas in which we are really kind of looking at here. pretty significant. Also, these are many areas that Ripple has been positioning themselves, by the way. So nothing pretty, serious there. We also do see over here, so this is the pretty significant area to really kind of, watch for. $156 trillion estimated SME contribution to cross-border payments by 2022. This is significant. And this is actually continuously growing. They're actually expecting this number to grow 2 times by about 2025. I think that is pretty significant when we talk about $300 trillion plus being basically disrupted by cross-border payment schemes. And I do think that Ripple definitely will play a vital role here. We do see opportunity in emerging markets. The opportunity in SME B2B cross-border payments is especially strong in emerging markets. The growth in cross-border payment trade in these markets is expected to double that of the global average between 2018 and 2022 and increase from 5 to 11% within the 4-year span. This is awesome. SME contribution to this trillion-dollar landscape will presumably grow over time, especially in emerging markets. And of course, you guys do see the emerging market growth opportunity. Look at how massive this growth rate is from 2017 to 2022. This is insane. And of course, like I said, Ripple is focused on these areas. In fact, when we talk about the trillions and trillions of dollars here, it's pretty significant. And there's $5.2 trillion estimated unmet financing need of macro or micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises in emerging markets. This is why we focus on line of credit from, Ripple as well. And there's so much more here. I really do want to do a deeper dive in on something like this. I might do a deeper dive in on the SME market because I do think that it is a significant area to focus on from Ripple. And there's so much here in terms of this white paper. It's such an incredible opportunity to have a lot of these documents at hand. I love the fact that Ripple is really kind of doing a breakdown on these because these are the markets that they are going after. Now, of course, talking about a market that they're going after, and I do apologize for waiting for the last minute to do the talks about this, is the Nostro Vostro account area. Now, like I said, I do believe that Congress basically is warming us up to this idea of having a digitized payment landscape. And when we talk about that landscape, I want you guys to understand that we've been waiting for them to introduce digital assets into the financial system. I also do believe in terms of Bitcoin, by the way, the most bullish news that we're going to see most likely this year or in 2023 is the Fed actually adding Bitcoin to its reserve sheet. I think that that's going to be pretty significant. And it's not a guarantee, but it would make sense. And I know that you guys are probably going to say, why Bitcoin? It's just the most common one, and it's the safest asset for them. But when we talk about things happening around this, I do believe that we are getting warmed up to the digital world. And I think that crypto is going to be at the heart and soul of that digital landscape. And when we talk about that, I do believe that XRP is going to solve exactly what it was, set out to solve. This goes back to 2018 here, by the way. So shout out to XRP Crow for this. But we do see XRP is solving a global payments problem. $27 trillion of money parked in Nostro Vostro accounts. This is significant. Ripple is using XRP to solve a global payments problem. There's literally $27 trillion of money parked around the world between banks in order for them to settle payments between themselves. Also, think about it like this. Think about how much money is pre-approved that is sitting idle, just waiting to be utilized. It's massively inefficient, and it's a problem. XRP is solving this. Ripple has seen this problem, and they have made a solution for this. That solution will, shine greater than any other use case within this market. And I've always said this, and I've always expressed it as well. On-demand liquidity is patent technology as well. We do see over here, though, for the transfer system to work, $27 trillion must be parked in the international banking system to settle payments between banks. Ripple can solve this problem with XRP, but it also solves a much, much bigger problem. We look at this entire landscape that it's going to most likely disrupt. And I say most likely disrupt, and the only reason why I say most likely disrupt is that it's not going to grasp all of it. But it could very well do so if RippleNet does position itself well to kind of, and I don't want to say, the words because I know that I'm going to get a lot of hate, but basically replace Swift. I know that they've never discussed, replacing Swift. In fact, they've mentioned it themselves that they're not trying to, but I don't believe that they have to try. I think that they will ultimately make Swift, old technology just by existing and just by trying to meet their vision. Now, of course, we do see XRP's market cap at the time of this tweet. This was 2020, but the time of this article, or not this article, this diagram, it was about 2018, but it was at $30 billion. And right now, honestly, it's pretty significant that we are sitting at about $18.9 billion. But when we talk about this, graph here, let me open this in a new tab just so that you guys can see it a little bit better. When we look at this, we look at the, amounts of global transfer markets, and we look at Western Union, all right? $80 billion. We look at the global non-cash transactions, $577 billion. And then we look at the value behind SWIFT, $5 trillion a day. Which is significant, right? And we'll most likely get to that $5 trillion a day at some point in time. I think that when we talk about, the payments landscape, I think that SWIFT is not going to be, the dominant payment network. I think that we've been seeing banks, specifically with sanctions being ushered in, we've been seeing many payment networks and channels basically disrupting the SWIFT food chain and actually moving away from the SWIFT food chain and, really kind of solving their own, payment network needs. And I think that that's great to see. I think that when we, see the downfall of SWIFT, I think that that's where everything pretty much changes for the good. But we also do see $27 trillion sitting idle in foreign bank accounts, Nostro-Vostro accounts. And then this is, of course, all leading to one, which is the global transfer market. This is SWIFT, Fedwire, CHIPS, Western Union, MoneyGram, TransferWise payments. This is $27 trillion worth of scale. I should say, one block is $27 trillion worth of scale. This is $2.7 quadrillion in total scale for the global transfer market. This is significant. Now, we've talked about how XRP could have essentially grasped this, but it's going to take time. What I want to talk to you guys about is Fedwire and a lot of these major other networks here in terms of, money transfer. So we have this tweet going back to January 8th. Shout out to Anders for this. And I've actually talked to you guys about a lot of the companies within this area. But we do see why I'm super bullish on XRP right now. It was confirmed that when they mention instant settlement, that has to include XRP and RippleNet. I wasn't sure if that could be achieved with traditional Nostro-Vostro, but apparently not. It has to include XRP settlement. And we do see here, correct, Xcurrent is just a messaging system. It requires something else, e.g. Nostro-Vostro accounts or on-demand liquidity, Xrapid to do settlement. And this is an ex-Ripple employee. This is Matt Hamilton. We do see it happens in real time, right? When using correspondent banks, that is. And we do see the secondary response. Not necessarily. I guess it is up to the banks. Given the very nature of correspondent banks, I doubt it would be real time in any sense of the word I'd recognize. Now, we do see over here, Finastra has a solution called RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging, where Finastra's customers can implement RippleNet. It's clear that emphasis is on instant settlement. It thus has to mean settling utilizing XRP. RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging allows existing bank systems to route payments efficiently, leveraging instant settlement to transact in seconds instead of days. They're not getting that through RippleNet. They need to utilize XRP. And this is significant because Finastra is a massive giant. We do see down here. That is, the big selling point. As you see being highlighted, Finastra, as we know it, is huge. 10,000 customers. 90 of the top world's largest banks are Finastra customers. They have over 10,000 employees with a target processing time of 1 million transactions per hour. With a target processing time of 1 million transactions per hour. That is absolutely mind-blowing. And we do see down here, if you do some calculations, that would mean 277 transactions per second. For reference, if you cut down the amount of SWIFT payments being sent, that would be around 470 per second globally. And that is $5 trillion per day. So if you think about it, that's a pretty large amount of transactions being sent. And we do see Finastra, down here, 10,000 employees and over 10,000 customers, including 48 of the top 50 banks globally. They actually have 90 of the top world's banks. If you go to their website, you can see it broken down there. And then we do see this is how I believe mass adoption of XRP is done in the banking system. Signing up one customer at a time takes too long. Since Finastra's customers can utilize RippleNet with XRP settlement, you can achieve mass adoption much faster. And we do see access to RippleNet on-demand liquidity, which leverages the digital asset XRP for cross-border payments. Yes, 100%. All of their customers will basically have access to this. And I've talked to you guys about mass adoption of these payment networks and payment systems. I do believe that it is going to happen through, major entities like this. Even Tranglo, 1,300 major, customers under their belt as well. These are through single entities in terms of partnerships. And we do see it reminds me of another strategy that we've, heard about, but instead of Swift, we have Finastra's customers who have easy access to RippleNet. Finastra handles integration of RippleNet to banks. This is how you can get mass adoption of on-demand liquidity by banks. And we do see my dream scenario is Swift makes a deal with Ripple where all the banks get to utilize RippleNet for free, maybe even pay in Swift. Fits our XRP strategy perfectly. And that is the end goal here. And it's not just Finastra, others as well, but how many options do you have if you wish to have instant settlement? How many of Volpay's solutions can bring you instant payment? And this is with, Volante Technologies has partnerships with FedNow service, which is going live in 2023, which is going to be for the Fed Reserve. This is significant. Pay attention to these massive breadcrumbs. I do believe that Swift at some point in time will be interlinked with RippleNet, and essentially we will be grasping large amounts of money. We're talking about $5 trillion per day, $27 trillion in locked Nostro accounts, $2.7 quadrillion global transfer market. Large percentages of these markets will be grasped by DLT technologies, but there's only one that solves many of these problems, and that is Ripple with XRP. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.